The world is riveted by the sudden emergence of Operation Epic Fury. News outlets flashed breaking banners as footage of missiles, jets, and urgent world leaders filled screens everywhere. Few operations have generated such shockwaves or urgent questions. What is Operation Epic Fury? And why now? This is a dramatic turning point, not just another conflict. It captures the friction, mistrust, and high-stakes maneuvering simmering for years. As the world watches, the stakes are enormous. The roots of Operation Epic Fury stretch back over a decade of increasing strain between Iran and Western allied nations. Sanctions, once a tool for negotiation, grew harsher year by year. These measures targeted Iran's economy, especially its vital oil exports and banking sector. As sanctions bit deeper, Iran's population felt the impact. Prices rose, jobs vanished, and frustration simmered. Meanwhile, military posturing on both sides became more common. Western aircraft carriers patrolled the Persian Gulf. Iran conducted missile tests and staged dramatic military drills. The message was clear: neither side was willing to back down. Yet, direct confrontation remained mostly in the realm of threats and warnings. Cyber warfare soon entered the scene. Iranian nuclear facilities were struck by mysterious viruses, and Western cities faced waves of cyber attacks. Each side accused the other of pushing too far, escalating the war of words into silent digital battles. Trust eroded, and the risk of accidental conflict grew. The world watched anxiously as diplomatic channels faltered and secret talks yielded few results. Tensions grew, setting the stage for a crisis. With each passing year, the sense of an inevitable showdown became harder to ignore. The tipping point came suddenly, but it was years in the making. Intelligence agencies across Europe and the United States detected unusual activity, encrypted communications, troop movements, and unexplained power outages in key Iranian cities. Cyber experts traced a new wave of sophisticated attacks to shadowy groups linked to state actors. The digital and physical worlds seemed to merge, each action amplifying the other. In the weeks before Operation Epic Fury, several high-profile incidents raised alarm. A Western oil tanker was struck by a drone in the Gulf. The attack, denied by Iran, sent global oil prices soaring overnight. Meanwhile, Iran accused foreign agents of sabotaging infrastructure and inciting protests. Each side denied responsibility, but the spiral had begun. Leaked intelligence reports revealed plans for large-scale military exercises on both sides. Satellite images showed new missile batteries being moved into position. Diplomats rushed to broker last-minute meetings, but the sense of urgency was unmistakable. The world had moved closer to the brink than at any time in recent memory. It was in this climate of mutual suspicion and escalation that Operation Epic Fury was launched. The operation was not just a response, it was a calculated move designed to change the balance of power and force a reckoning. Operation Epic Fury is more than a military campaign. It is a statement. The operation's main goals are to disrupt Iran's military capabilities, deter further aggression, and demonstrate the resolve of Western allied nations. The choice of targets, command centers, missile sites, and cyber infrastructure reflects a focus on precision and strategic impact. Military analysts describe the operation as a blitz of speed and coordination. Jets, drones, and cyber units struck within minutes of each other, overwhelming defenses before a full response could be mounted. The message was unmistakable. The old rules of warfare had changed, and so had the stakes. But Epic Fury's impact goes far beyond the battlefield. It is a warning shot across the bow of rival powers, and a signal to allies and adversaries alike. The operation tests red lines, probes alliances, and raises the cost of escalation for everyone involved. By choosing to act decisively and openly, the initiators of Epic Fury sought to shape the narrative. They aimed to show strength, restore deterrence, and shift the dynamics of an increasingly volatile region. What happens now will reveal whether those goals have been achieved, or if the risks have only just begun. Every action in Operation Epic Fury sends ripples across the world. The operation is not just about Iran and the West, it is about how nations perceive strength, resolve, and the willingness to act. In a time of shifting alliances, these signals matter more than ever. Traditional partnerships are being tested, and new coalitions are emerging in response to shared threats. For many countries in the Middle East, the operation is a moment of clarity. Some see it as proof that Western promises of protection are real. Others worry that such bold moves might draw their own nations into a wider conflict. The calculus of risk and reward is constantly being updated, and leaders are forced to reconsider their positions. Beyond the region, global powers like Russia and China are watching closely. They see opportunities to expand influence or challenge Western dominance. Public opinion, too, is shifting. As images and stories circulate, people question not only the motives behind the strikes, but also the long-term vision for peace and stability. In this new era, every military action is also a political message. Epic Fury's true significance lies in how it will reshape alliances and perceptions, not just in the Middle East, but around the world. Modern warfare has changed dramatically, and Operation Epic Fury is proof. Technology now shapes every aspect of conflict, turning the invisible into the decisive. Satellites provide up-to-the-minute intelligence, tracking troop movements and missile launches in real time. Drones patrol the skies, conducting surveillance and, when necessary, precise strikes. Cyber operations are just as important as tanks and planes. They can disable communications, disrupt logistics, and sow confusion before the first shot is fired. In Epic Fury, cyber teams played a key role. They targeted enemy networks, blinded radar systems, and opened gaps for conventional forces to exploit. The line between the digital and physical battlefield has all but disappeared. Artificial intelligence and data analytics give commanders new ways to anticipate threats and make split-second decisions. What once took hours or days to analyze can now be done in seconds. This speed changes everything. Surprise attacks are harder to pull off, and defenses must adapt quickly. With each new advance, the risks grow as well. Technology gives both sides new tools, but also new vulnerabilities. As Epic Fury unfolds, the world is learning just how much the future of conflict depends on the mastery of the invisible. Gone are the days of massive ground invasions and drawn-out battles. Epic Fury shows that conflict today is about precision, speed, and targeted pressure. The operation's architects relied on pinpoint strikes, timed to disrupt and disorient rather than destroy everything in their path. Civilian casualties are minimized, but the psychological and strategic effects are maximized. This new approach is designed for the modern media environment. Every action is captured by satellites, smartphones, and social networks within minutes. Mistakes are quickly exposed, and successes are widely broadcast. This creates a new kind of pressure on military planners and political leaders alike. The pace of modern conflict means decisions must be made faster and with less certainty. Commanders rely on real-time data, but the fog of war remains. Adversaries adapt quickly, using deception and countermeasures to confuse their opponents. The result is a contest of wits as much as might. Operation Epic Fury is a window into this new world. The tools may have changed, but the stakes, a nation's security and the global balance of power, remain as high as ever. The timing of Operation Epic Fury is no accident. Several factors converge to make this moment uniquely dangerous. First, years of sanctions had pushed Iran's economy to the breaking point. Inflation soared, and basic goods became scarce. Protests erupted in cities across the country, adding to the sense of crisis. Second, regional alliances were shifting. New security pacts and economic deals changed the balance of power in the Middle East. Some countries moved closer to Western allies, while others explored new relationships with rival powers. These shifting sands created both opportunity and risk. Third, intelligence suggested that Iran was accelerating its nuclear and missile programs. This raised urgent concerns among Western leaders, who feared a point of no return was approaching. The combination of economic distress and military escalation made the situation explosive. Finally, global energy markets added another layer of urgency. Any disruption in the region threatened to send oil prices skyrocketing, with ripple effects around the world. In this complex environment, leaders decided that waiting any longer was not an option. As Operation Epic Fury unfolded, the world watched, uncertain of what would come next. Markets wobbled, oil prices soared, and governments braced for retaliation. World leaders rushed into crisis talks, hoping to contain the fallout. Diplomats worked around the clock, shuttling between capitals and holding secret talks. The focus shifted from military action to crisis management, but risks remained. The world now faces hard questions. Will diplomacy prevail, or will the crisis deepen? The choices made today will echo far beyond the Persian Gulf, shaping the future of global politics.